Hello, RX Nation. Did you guys catch the French Throwdown this past weekend, the European semifinal? I was glued to the live stream. There were fireworks. It was amazing all weekend long. Of course, my favorite workout was event 2, obviously because of all the double unders, super fun to watch. And I really want to break down what Laura Horvath did in that workout because I feel like she put on a master class of how to create a strategy and execute flawlessly throughout that workout, which eventually got her the event win. And she did some things with her jump rope and she did some things with her grips that I think are fun to take note of and discuss a little bit. Now, to back up a little, we've worked with Laura for a few years now, and when we started with her, she was using an 8'8" jump rope. If she were to step on it with one foot and pull the cable up, it would get right about to her sternum. She's sitting at about 5'8", so that kind of matches up as a standard length. We immediately brought her down to 8'4". That cleaned up a lot of excess wasted slack in her rope, and then ultimately graduated her down to 8'2", and then finally 8'0". So if she were to step on her rope now, it probably falls right at mid-stomach, halfway between belly button and sternum. So that really helped improve her cycle rate and allowed her to be in a nice relaxed position while she's doing her double unders. So let's take a look at how she started her jump rope. You'll notice that the first thing she does when she steps into her rope is she pulls it up against the back of her legs. That way she knows it's not caught under her shoes. She's not going to make a rookie move like that, so that's very key. Now, the next thing that Laura does is very subtle, but really important, is that when she kicks the rope in motion, her arms form this W. And what that shows us is that she is leaving her elbows down by her side, shoulders are relaxed, she's not recruiting her shoulders to try and move the jump rope. That is key. I've worked with a lot of athletes over the years that their go-to move is to kick their arms wide, let their elbows separate from their body. They end up in this T shape with their arms, and right away they're recruiting their shoulders. As they jump into their first sets, the shoulders stay engaged, and that's why their shoulders fry out in their double under sets. Okay, so we were able to avoid that by hitting that nice W shape and just letting the rope fall in front of you. Now you'll notice that as she jumps into that first double under, doesn't waste time with a single or a couple of singles, she just calmly jumps into that first double under. Her elbows slide right in line with her shoulders and they shift slightly behind her shoulders, and then she's off and running. Okay, now Laura has really nice hand balance across her hip crease. Really important to see that because that allows her to have real clean and consistent contact on the ground in front of her toes. So that nice axis of rotation was impeccable. Now the one thing Laura does that I'm not a huge fan of is she has those kind of dangly, floppy feet on her rebound. I much prefer that she kept her feet pressed together. That creates more space for the rope to pass along the sides. Also creates one obstacle rather than two obstacles that the rope has to clear. But hey, she went unbroken on all 500 reps, so who am I to say? She knows what she's doing, okay? But she had a nice, consistent, methodical bound. We call that an unbroken pace, where she's averaging 100 double unders in about 55 to 58 seconds. And by the last round, she ramped it up and finished in about 54 seconds, but still a very safe, controllable pace. You don't want to rush and risk catching and throwing off all your momentum. So now what she does to finish with her set of double unders is she finishes with a toe catch. Drops, catches the rope with her toes, bends down, drops her handles into that nice horseshoe shape. That way when she returns back to her jump rope, it's nice and organized, no chance of it getting tangled up, causing any more delays. So that was a pro move. Now, let's talk about what she did with her grips. You notice while she was jumping rope, her grips were not flapping around above or below her wrist. We saw a lot of athletes that had that going on, and that gives me panic. Her grips were nicely tucked away in her grip keeper, nice and clean. Don't have to worry about them getting in the way. I've seen athletes actually cause a trip by their grip catching their rope. So completely avoidable. Now, when she's done with her double unders, she simply just pulls the grip straight up out of the elastic, flops them over the bar, and then she's off and going on her toes to bar. No problems there. Now, when she drops off the bar, you'll notice she is tucking those grips back out of the way into those grip keepers. She's tightening her belt so that the minute she gets to her barbell, no hesitation, she's picking it up right off the ground and going right into her front squats. And she executed that plan flawlessly across 5 rounds, kudos to her. Congratulations. That was an amazing event win. I enjoyed every second of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Hope you got some cool little pointers from this video. And I hope to see you out at the next semifinal.